If you are somebody who has been battling with low iron or been diagnosed with anemia, then this video is for you. Hey there, loved ones. My name is Science Star J. This is Fully Loving Yourself. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. So today's topic is going to be something that is really close to me, something that I dealt with, and something that many of you have dealt with as well. I've read the comments, I've read the questions, and today I want to share with you 3 natural ways that I've been using to boost my iron. In a previous video, I shared with you how I ended up in the hospital due to iron deficiency anemia. After trial and error and doing a lot of research and figuring out things for myself, I finally figured out why I kept dealing with that. Now, I do want to make a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I am a medical professional as I'm a licensed medical massage therapist, but anything that I'm talking about is not medical advice. I'm just sharing my personal experience. Growing up, I had heard about being anemic. People would say, oh, that's just my anemia, or I'm anemic, but I never really knew what that was. And tracing it back, I started to remember things that I would do when I was younger that were symbols and signs of me being anemic. Anemia is when your body is not producing enough healthy red blood cells to carry oxygen throughout your body. This does require you to get a medical diagnosis, and some of the signs that you may be anemic are fatigue, cravings for things such as cornstarch or ice, and chest pains. And I actually dealt with all of those. And I know that this is also something that a lot of pregnant women deal with as well. And another thing to know is that women who deal with fibroids also tend to be iron deficient and deal with anemia. The fibroids need a blood flow. So through my experience of being in and out of the hospital with iron deficiency anemia, I started to ask questions and I started to get curious about why this was happening to me. The first time I went to the hospital with chest pains, they ran my EKG, they said there was nothing wrong. And I just started to put everything together. I started putting 2 and 2 together to realize that my symptoms and the things that I was dealing with were actually connected in the ways that my doctors actually were not able to. So I was diagnosed with a gut health issue in 2022. I was diagnosed with H. pylori, and H. pylori is a bacteria that is in the gut that comes from eating contaminated food or drinking contaminated water. I was told that it was because of eating out or traveling overseas. We could never really know how I got it. However, it really affected my gut health. And it was during the time that I was dealing with the H. pylori that I ended up in the hospital getting an iron transfusion. And what they did not tell me, and that I had to find out for myself, is that when you are dealing with a gut health issue like H. pylori or something similar, it actually eats away the nutrients that you're putting in your body or the nutrients that you need. So even if I was eating correctly and doing the things that I needed to do, because I had this gut health bacteria that I wasn't aware of until then, it was taking away the necessary things that my body needed to function. So in order for me to raise my iron, I needed to get rid of the H. pylori. So after doing 2 rounds of antibiotics and doing natural healing methods, I was able to clear out the H. pylori and start healing my gut and healing my fibroids and increasing my iron. Today I'm going to share with you 3 things that I've been using on this journey to boost my iron. Now, the very first thing that I've been doing for a few years now is I've been drinking Floridix. Floridix is a liquid iron supplement, and the ingredients are pear juice, water, grape juice, black currant juice, honey, orange juice, blackberry juice, cherry juice, red beet juice, and vitamin C. Now, you need vitamin C in order to absorb the iron, and I've been taking that for as long as I've known that I've had iron deficiency anemia. Also, my doctor, who I went to see, my hematologist, I think she's my hematologist, the doctor that I go see to get the iron transfusion, she told me to just increase my iron whenever my iron levels had dropped and I ended up in the hospital. She just told me, just keep taking that. Now, I take this twice a day. They recommend you to take 10 milliliters twice a day, but my doctor recommended me to take 20 milliliters twice a day until my iron levels got back to where they needed to be. And I can honestly say, before I was dealing with chest pains, I couldn't walk, I was tired all the time, and now I feel so good after incorporating all of these things into my diet. So the second thing that I was recommended to do was to drink herbal teas. Now this herbal tea that I'm going to tell you about, when I started taking this, it completely changed everything. And it is nettle tea. So I've been taking nettle tea, and I've also been taking Divine Iron by Crystal the Alkaline Doula. So I will take my Floradex every morning, but I will also have a cup of dandelion and nettle tea during my day, just because it helps with the immune system. It helps to boost your iron and your magnesium. It's just a really good herbal tea. And I will link all of these in the description box below for you, so you can get access to Crystal's tea, and you can get access to the nettle tea and the Floradex as well. Nettle leaf tea is also known as stinging nettle. And I will say that the nettle tea doesn't really have a taste, like a herbal taste, but this tea might, but it's not really that bad. And I also do not add any sugar or sweeteners to my teas, and it just allows it to absorb better. Except when I'm drinking this tea, I will put some lime in here, just because you do need the vitamin C for it to absorb better in the body. And the third thing that I've been doing to increase my iron is changing my diet. Just increasing iron-rich foods into my diet. Kale, spinach, hemp seeds, dates. I researched a list of iron-rich foods, and I'm making sure that I'm eating them as many times a day as I can. Because I'm plant-based, I do have to be mindful of how I'm getting my iron. So here are some iron-rich foods that you can add into your diet if you are somebody who needs to increase their iron. So you could do spinach, sweet potatoes, peas, broccoli, string beans, beet greens, like the greens on top of the beets, the leaves, dandelion greens, and that's actually really good. They have a different bitter taste, but they're actually really good if you cook them with some kale. Collard greens, kale, and chard. Now, when I make a pasta, I always put a green in my pasta. Whenever I make a tofu scramble, I always put a green in my stuff, because it's just the added nutritional value, getting that iron, and also changing my pasta from white pasta or gluten pasta to something like a brown rice or a chickpea pasta. I do not eat white bread. If I do consume bread, it will be a whole wheat bread, and they mention that here as well. As far as fruits that are high in iron, strawberries, watermelons, raisins, dates. I eat a date for breakfast every single day. It's high in iron, and it's also high in fiber. I eat a date in the morning, and it be having me going. Figs, prune juice, dried apricots and peaches, beans, tomatoes, and lentils. So those are the things, and I eat so much of those. That sounds like my entire diet and meal plan for the week. So those are the foods that I've added to my diet in order to increase my iron. And also, I will say that a lot of the chest pains that I was having that I thought were my iron were actually acid reflux from having the gut health issues. So that's also something as well, because I was so scared that something was happening. But you also have to be aware of things that will decrease your iron. So staying away from caffeine. I actually posted in one of my vlogs that I started drinking matcha, which is a green tea, and people talk about how it's good for your hormonal health. But if you are somebody who deals with iron deficiency anemia, you might want to avoid caffeine, and you might want to avoid matcha, because it actually, the caffeine in the green tea actually blocks iron absorption, and it can make you more iron deficient. And I didn't realize that, and I was drinking matcha every day, and I ended up in a hospital getting an iron transfusion because I was about to come on my cycle, or I just started my cycle and I was drinking matcha, so it was decreasing my iron and I was bleeding, and it was bad. So be mindful of the things that you're eating and be intentional about it. I think I said I had 3 natural remedies to share with y'all, but it's actually 4. And here is number 4. Sarsaparilla drops. When I learned about the benefits of sarsaparilla, and I did some research and I found these sarsaparilla drops, I just added that to my morning regimen. So what I'll do is in the morning, I'll make my own concoction. I'll get a glass of water. I'll put ashwagandha drops, lion's mane drops, sarsaparilla drops, and chlorophyll, and I drink that first thing in the morning, and then I'll eat a date in the morning as well. It has helped my energy levels. It has helped my brain fog. It has helped me in so many ways by being intentional with my daily habits and my daily regimen. And I can honestly tell when I'm not staying on top of it. My husband can tell. And so these are really easy ways and things that you can incorporate into your daily habits in order to increase your iron. Having low iron is so detrimental to our overall organ health, and I didn't take it as serious as I should have been. And that's why I wanted to come on here and share these tips with y'all. So I hope you all found this video valuable. Please let me know if there are any other questions that you all have, any other topics that you want me to cover. Please leave me a comment and let me know. That is all that I have for you in this video today. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, become one of my loved ones, and don't forget to be bold, be joyful, and always be fully loving yourself. I will catch you in the next video.